What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new Rams house video. And today we are going to be going over the post-game reaction to the Rams versus Bears. And this was a very exciting and fun game for me because, first of all, it's the first Rams game of the season, and it's just great to have football back, but also we were able to see Matthew Stafford in play, and he really did validate a lot of the things that we talked about in the offseason and really how much he improved this team. Now, I think that first off, with Stafford, he just improves his team all around. And what I mean by that is that it just seems like Stafford makes the rest of these players on this Rams offense better and improves their game. And it really elevates the whole team, the whole offense in general, which is a huge boost. Stafford's numbers today were 20 for 26, 321 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And that he just had an amazing game today in his Rams debut. I do think that there were, some moments in the game, there weren't too many at all, where he seemed a little antsy, a little nervous, which makes sense. And then that kind of halted a couple of our drives. But he overall had an amazing game, an amazing debut as a Ram. And just to think this is the week 1 game for the Rams, I think it's just going to be even scarier the more time he gets in this system, in this offense. And that's really going to improve it. Now, we had Cooper Kupp having 7 receptions, 108 yards, 15 yards, a catch, and a touchdown today. And we also had Van Jefferson for 2 receptions, 80 yards, 40-yard average, and a touchdown. Now, if you didn't know, it was Stafford's second play, technically third play as a Ram, but his second pass play as a Ram. And he unloaded deep to Van Jefferson for a touchdown. That's another thing that Stafford brings to the table. McVay has that trust between Stafford and, himself. And he was able to open up this playbook and take deep shots, which is what I was expecting over this offseason. So I am very glad to be able to see that. So we saw some deep shots today. We saw a deep shot to Cooper Kupp, and surprisingly, none of them went to Deshaun Jackson, really. And then we also saw a touchdown in the back of the end zone to Robert Woods with the toe tapping. So I think that Stafford in this offense honestly just makes a huge difference. There's so much trust, a much bigger trust standpoint for McVay and Stafford, and that really opened up this offense. It looked very different. I would say we started off really slow in the running game with Darrell Henderson, and then near the end of the game, which is kind of the worst game to have it starting popping up, then we started popping off some bigger runs with Darrell Henderson. We did not see a ton of Sony Michel in the game just because I think he's still getting acclimated to the system. We saw a couple of runs near the end, but really it was just Darrell Henderson toting the rock, and he looked amazing doing it. So I think one thing that we have to check on is, make sure we are having a good, consistent running game. But if it was a game where we're needing to rely on the pass all game, we can do it. This offense is plenty capable. Again, Stafford elevates everybody else around this team, and that was really showing through. Now getting to the defensive side, to me, I feel like this was kind of a weak point. I don't know what you guys think. It could just be because it's week 1, but I wasn't really liking what I was seeing out of the defense and the new defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris. I just feel like there were a lot of plays where, we could have had them in the backfield, we could have had them right up in the line, and they slipped through and leaked over to, deeper into the zones. And David Montgomery was having an amazing game, over 100 yards rushing this game. I just feel like with this game particularly, we were just kind of letting off some bigger runs, and it was probably about 5-6 yard average carries for the running backs, and they could just kind of put it down our throat. We were playing very deep kind of zone plays, which is kind of what the Rams are known for, not generating a ton of pressure throughout the game, so they were able to have long drives. I think one of the drives was over 9 minutes, and that's not what you want to see. And so our defense was letting the Bears march down the field. I don't even think the Bears punted once. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they just never punted. Yeah, granted, they did go for a couple fourth downs. We stopped them there. But the Bears were overall just having some long drives. The running game was in their favor. It was working. And then since the Rams were kind of playing deeper zone in their system, they were able to find a lot of the dump offs underneath on curls or in routes, whatever it may be. They were able to find those areas. I do think the defense got stronger in the later portions of the game. That could be because of momentum. I don't know, but I feel like the Rams defense did get stronger towards the end of the game. But all game we're kind of letting up these long possessions, and that's not what you want to see, especially because we're playing a team in the Bears, and it's not taking a shot at the Bears, but I just feel like the Bears are not one of those scary teams, scary offenses. And so if we were playing a team like Seattle or like Kansas City or Tampa Bay, they could be going all over us, and that's just something that I'm a little concerned about. But as long as we can patch it up, as long as Raheem Morris can identify what the problems were, I think we can patch it up overall. So an amazing game to watch. Honestly, our offense looked incredible. I cannot wait to see what else it can do, and our defense obviously still needs work, but I feel like this was a huge win, 34 to I believe it was 14, and I predicted a 31-13 game, so we're very close to that. Cannot wait to see what Stafford does in this system. Let me know what you think down below, though. Please make sure to subscribe to Rams House if you like Rams content. Other than that, it's been me, Rams House. I appreciate you stopping through. As always, horns up and God bless.